Alrighty guys, to get ourselves warmed up for our workout today, we've got 3 sections we're going to go through. First section is 2 minutes on any cardio choice that you want. That can be a single or multiple choices, it's up to you. Just pick stuff that's nice and straightforward, your body's happy to roll into right at the start. Once you clear that first section of 2 minutes, the next section of 2 minutes, we're going to do an AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible, of 5 small tuck jumps into a 5-meter bear crawl. And once you've done that 2 minutes going back and forth between those 2 movements there, we go into the last section, which is 1 minute to do any stretch or mobility drill that you want, just for the last 60 seconds. So obviously a good idea to pick the things that are most apparently tight or stiff. Get into those with a tennis ball or just do normal kind of manual stretching, that's fine. And just get everything nice and loose before we start the workout. So that middle section, we've got the small tuck jumps. That's pretty straightforward. All we want to do is fairly narrow stance, a regular full kind of jumping tuck jump sort of thing. We're going to try and get the knee above hip height. These are just small because they're a warm-up, so all I want to see is just a little knee lift and heel lift, okay? Trying to get that up off the ground, get a little bit of opening and closing through the hips. 5 of those then goes into a 5-meter bear crawl, so I would find a little bit of space, okay? From here, hands and feet. Okay, that's a fairly high hipped position. You can also play around with bending the knees or even going deliberately low with the knees, as long as they don't touch the floor. We don't want a human crawl, we want a bear crawl, so make sure they're off the ground. So those 2 things go back and forth for that 2-minute block in the middle. And remember, we hit the last minute as the stretching. Guys, that is your warm-up. Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're all keeping fit and healthy out there. Our build workout today is going to be all about the legs. We're going to get a real sweet leg pump out of this one. 15 minutes. What's going to happen is every 2.5 minutes, we're going to rotate through a round of the following: 20 seconds on jump squats, 20 seconds on air squats, 20 seconds in a squat hold. So that's obviously 1 minute, and then we have a 90-second break before we hit the next round. So this is going to be very lactic acid, very burny. So a lot of this is going to be mental, really staying in charge of your actions, make sure your form is good, and just pushing through that discomfort, okay? So looking at our movements, the first one is the hardest one, okay, is the jump squats. So I'm coming down nice and deep and leaving the ground at the top. Okay, you notice my arms kind of have this motion going with it as well. If you can get that down, it does help with kind of the balance of the movement. So as I come down, arms are up, and then as I jump, my arms are going to kind of come back behind me. So it's almost like those long distance ski jump guys, they open everything up. Try to get that going on, that'll give you a little extra height and just balance the movement. Once we clear that 20 seconds, we're into regular ones, so same arm motion, but we're just now not leaving the ground, moving through as many as we can. The final one is the hold. So when we come down to the hold, I want to be in a position that's below parallel with the ground, but not inactive, right? This is me just sitting on my heels. I can sit here all day because there's no muscular contraction that's holding me, right? This is active. This is where that big burn is going to build up, and that's what we want to do. So 20 seconds on each of the movements, 90-second rest. We're going every 2.5 minutes for 15 minutes. That is your build workout.